Wow, this is amazing pointer that Ochot Tzadikim teaches us, but you really got to know this well. He says the schar mitzvah keneged sa'ara ba'olam hazeh. Schar mitzvah keneged sa'ara ba'olam hazeh. Let me explain and let me be very, very clear. Imagine this. Imagine that you have one of the greatest, imagine the craziest pleasures that you had in your entire life, right? You can just imagine that moment where somebody told me once he got honored for maybe in front of 1,000 people. Do me a favor, shut the side door please over here. There's a guy who tells me that he did 1,000 in front of 10,000 people. He was honored. And he said the pleasure, Rabbi, was insane. Somebody told me once, and everybody knows this, nobody has to tell you. Imagine a person's wedding. In your wedding, right? In your own wedding. Imagine your own wedding, right? They're dancing and they're going crazy. If you ask a guy, the night of his wedding was the naughtiest night. Everybody was dancing. Everybody was carrying him up on the chair. It's crazy pleasures. Imagine the craziest times that you had in your whole entire life, the biggest pleasures that you can imagine. And now imagine all that. Imagine all that right now. And put it in a capsule, like a pill. Then listen to what I'm telling you. Take every one of your family members. Thinking right now, all your family members, their highest peak of the greatest pleasure of their whole entire lives, and put it all in the same capsule. Then take your whole community, take all the pleasures that every single person had in their community, and put it in the same capsule. Then take every single person in the world, their highest peak of the craziest sensation, that put it all in a capsule. And you swallow that for 1 second. And you have those pills 1 second, another second, another second, another second, each pill 1 second. The sensation is out of control. The reward of a mitzvah that you get in Gan Eden after 120 is more the sensation of all the pleasures in the world of any human being that ever lived in this world from the beginning of creation till the end of time. And put it in that one capsule. And swallow that one capsule for each second. That's only 1 second. That's the waiting room. That's the waiting room of Gan Eden. That's just the waiting room of Gan Eden. You didn't even get into Gan Eden yet to deserve the reward. This is brought down in Pirkei Avot. יפה שעה אחת של כל הרוח בעולם הבא יותר מכל חיי העולם הזה. The reward that you get for one mitzvah, the reward that you get for one mitzvah that you do in this world is so crazy that if you take all the pleasures of the world and you capsulize it in one capsule, and you take it for 1 second, that's the waiting room. You didn't even get in yet. You didn't even get in yet to get the reward. You can imagine the reward that you'll get for one mitzvah, and that reward lasts for eternity. You know what eternity is? You know what eternity is? Imagine you have a pile of sand. You make a pile of sand. And you have a bird. Every 1,000 years, he takes one piece of sand. How many, will there be an end to that? There'll be an end eventually. But it'll take thousands of 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 years till the reward, till that will complete. the reward of one mitzvah that you do in this world never, ever, ever, ever will stop. You will get rewarded for every single mitzvah for eternity. Forever and ever and ever. You realize what's going on over here? You realize where you are? You're in a world. If a person just takes advantage of the world that he's in and stops thinking about all the shtuyot in life and focuses on the real goods, he'll have the best life in this world and in the next world. But I'm telling you over here, if Hashem will take the guy for 1 minute and bring him back, takes him for 1 minute and brings him back, and he shows him, by the way, this is your reward in Gan Eden if you do one mitzvah. I can promise you and I can guarantee you, the guy will non-stop do mitzvot like I get. He won't waste any time. He won't waste anything. So why not? Why can't we do that? Let's do that. Let Hashem show us the Gan Eden. The guy will go mental. The guy will go crazy. He'll do anything. He'll do anything. He won't be able to sit normally and not do mitzvot every few seconds. Never stop. He won't be able to eat normally. Like, I gotta eat, gotta go, gotta do more mitzvot. He won't be able to be normal. Imagine right now I tell you, I'm gonna give you 10 hours right now. And every single minute of that hour, I'm gonna put you in, let's say, a huge warehouse. Huge warehouse. And I tell you, you know those stickers, like, you know, you have those stickers, like, you know, those barcode labels, like put a label. I guarantee you, I tell you, like, you know, I tell you that like that. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to say you have 30 minutes in this warehouse. And in each box of this, there's worth $1 million. But you have 30 minutes. You have thousands of boxes. But the second 30 minutes is up, I'm going to put an alarm that is going to I'm going to put an alarm, boom, you have to stop everything you're doing. You have to stop everything you're doing, and you cannot put another sticker. And if you're going to put an extra sticker after the buzzer, after the ringer, everything is disqualified. All right? So you're not gonna mess around. And you have all and you say, ready, marks, sets, go. What are you going to do with the stickers? You're going to go boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Will you stop for a second? Oh, let me get a coffee. Let me get a drink. Let me get this. Let me pick up my phone. Let me see who's calling me. You won't stop. You won't stop. It's the same thing you have to understand. You're in this world. Every single mitzvah, the reward is tremendous. And one guy tells me, Rabbi, I spoke to my Rebbe about this. I told my Rebbe, Rebbe, at the end of the day, if I do believe that, and I do know that, but at the end of the day, I have so many mitzvot. Baruch Hashem, I did so many. I'm a 100 billionaire, I'm a trillionaire already. Like, you know, I can relax. Like, he's like, that's foolish. You don't really believe in eternity. Eternity means not 120 years, not 100 billion years, not 100 trillion years. If you would sit and count every single sand in the world one by one, and you live forever, let's say. You live, Hashem says, I'm letting you live until you finish counting the sand, and you count every single sand. It'll take you thousands of years. But again, you have to understand, that's not eternity. Eternity means netzach netzachim, means you will never ever die. There'll be a time of tchiyat hametim, the resurrection of the dead, that you will never ever die. You will never ever die. And with all the mitzvot that you accumulated, that's how much you're going to be able to spend. So now you're living 120 years, but you're living for eternity. So imagine all those mitzvot, they stop at the end. You can't spend anymore. 100 trillion, 100 billion. You're living for eternity. You know what eternity is? What I'm telling you here is what it says in the Sefer called Strive for Truth, Mechtav Me'Eliyahu. He writes what I'm telling you in the 2nd chapter. Go look it up. Go look it up. He tells you what it is. He quotes his Rebbe and he quotes his father-in-law in the first chapter, 2nd chapter. He says it right there. This is not a joke. Guy wasting his time, this, that. It's not a joke. That's what he's telling you. The Chutz Tzadikim is telling you. You don't understand what the reward of a mitzvah is. You don't understand what it is. It's just beyond. It's just beyond. And that's why a person has to stop everything and focus. You got to stop everything and focus. You have a target to catch. Torah mitzvot, that's the target. You have 120 years to target that target. To be the best you that you can be. To be the best in every single aspect. You're going to waste your time not doing mitzvot. You're not going to waste your time. You're going to do harder and harder and stronger. But what? You have to believe in what the rabbis teach us. You have to believe in what Pirkei Avot teaches us. When it says that one mitzvah is worth it for the pleasures of from the beginning of creation to the end of the creation. That's when you believe it. When you really believe it in your bones, in your blood, it's in your system, where you know you do a mitzvah, you're getting $100 trillion, then you'll be a hustler. And every mitzvah you're going to run after. You'll never get one mitzvah, let it loose. You're going to grab it. Like the Bezrat Hashem teaches us. The greatest danger, what's the greatest danger that a person could have in his life? The Bezrat Hashem says, "En sakana ke sakanato." There's no greater danger than this. What is it? When a person had a mitzvah and he lost the mitzvah. That's the greatest danger. Why? Because it's a guy. Imagine you had a lotto ticket for $100 million and you're walking and you're like, oh, I got the $100 million. A wind comes and blows it away. It goes in the drain. You're running to get it. You can't find it. The wind blew it out. You can't find it. It went in the gutter, it went in the drain, you can never get it again. That's every single mitzvah. That's the mental attitude that you have to have. When you have a mitzvah in front of you, you have the winning ticket, $100 million. All you have to do is cash it in. What do you mean by cash it in? Do the mitzvah. That's all you have to do. And if you didn't, it's the same exact, it's even worse, but you can imagine same exact thing as that guy running to cash in the $100 million. But it blew away. And now he can't cash in the $100 million. That's every single mitzvah. If you don't finish it, if you don't do it, if you didn't accomplish it, it's the same thing. You had $100 million and it just blew away.